Welcome to my channel, to everyone who's new here, and of course those of you who are back again. Great to have you here. In this video we will take a look together at possible scenarios for the price development of XRP, Dogecoin, Solana and Cardano. Things remain exciting, so make sure to watch until the end. And if you also want to trade with cheap taker fees, then I can recommend you the crypto exchange mexc, which has a similar trading volume to Bitget, OKX and Bybit, but as you can see, I already highlighted it here. The taker fees are far much lower than on the other top crypto exchanges, and on top of that you can get an additional 20% discount on those low taker fees if you use my referral link, which you can find in the video description. 100 pairs, 0 fees just on mexc, and here you can trade some popular altcoins without any fees on mexc. So, what did we say about XRP? We have said so far, that's why here is the price tag at $2.36. We have to take out the top here and break it to the upside. This was said here because yesterday was Sunday and I usually don't do videos on Sundays. Maybe I have time sometimes, but usually I don't do it. So we wanted to see this push to the upside. Then we could have gone for the fair value gap. We didn't break the $2.36 to the upside, so basically we still had the chance dropping down to $2.25. So let me take out this here and replace it with the trend line. So what have we said? We have said if the $2.29 breaks to the downside, which it did here, got its retest also here. I personally don't want to short at the moment, but this could have been shorted with a stop loss over the top here, down into this circle. So I can put the circle which I have put you here just to the right side, and then you can see we hit that area already. I can take this one out. Can I say that we don't get a low lower than this one here? Not at the moment. So it might be still possible that we just bounce here and drop more into the $2.25 before we get support. I would say if we lose the support at $2.25, then we have still an ongoing target from the double top pattern, which we broke to the downside in the past, got our retest, got our follow through. We didn't invalidate the target of the pattern yet. So the $2.19 are still the target. It's an ongoing target. What do I think for XRP to be bullish? So if I want to say that $2.25 won't get hit anymore, then I want to see the $2.36 breaking to the upside. Like this. Afterwards, in orange, you can see a falling wedge. If that falling wedge breaks to the upside, which is currently the $2.40, but for sure, if we break it to the upside tomorrow, for example, then the price is also going to move and the price is going to get lower. So basically, a better entry for us. Anyway, if we break it to the upside, then we have the chance to fill the fair value gap up to $2.43. But that's why this trend line is green. To be bullish, I want to see the $2.47 breaking to the upside. If we do, then I think we can get into the target of that falling wedge in orange. I didn't take the maximum target of that falling wedge, as you can see. Usually we take the spread of that falling wedge. I don't like the angle of it. That's why I took not even the mid-range target, a bit less than the mid-range target. Far more safer, and the chance to hit the target is far more higher in my opinion. And that's the $2.61, which is also this resistance area. So that target also fits and is realistic to me. If we break the tops here from your left to the upside, which is the price mark of $2.65, then we can be happy about a push, most likely into $2.71 to $2.80. But let's first get our first breakout to the upside, which is the $2.36. That's the most important price mark at the moment. If we break it to the upside, then the $2.47 is going to be very important, breaking to the upside. If we also break the $2.47 to the upside, then from the bright blue falling wedge, the target, we should also hit then. So, two important price marks. $2.25 to the downside. If we break it, then XRP is short to me. $2.36, I can try a long trade, at least into the fair value gap for a very short term trade to take the few percentages to the upside, but $2.47 is more interesting for me. So whatever is happening here, I don't care. Not tradable for me. Unless I see more chart patterns for sure. So what about Dogecoin? Let's switch into the 50 minutes chart soon. But we have set here double top pattern. This double top pattern broke to the downside, got its retest. Now we don't even need to go into the 50 minutes chart. Anyway, target 22 cents, but we can even drop down to 21.9 cents. What happened? Breakout, retest, follow through into the 22.1 cents. Afterwards, a small bounce into the 21.9 cents. So this target got hit. We can take it from the chart. So I want to clean something up here so we can see the price marks a bit better. I have a good news for everyone who is holding Dogecoin or who wants to trade Dogecoin. We have built up maybe an inverted head and shoulders formation, which is a bullish pattern. It is worth nothing if we don't break it to the upside. So this is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this might be the right shoulder. Since we also have here the right shoulder at the same high of the left shoulder. Looks good to me. So we need to push over 23 cents. So if we get here the push to the upside with a retest, then it's tradable for me. Then I can jump into a long trade. As long as we get the retest, I'm jumping into the trade. If not, then we still can do the push to the upside. So it might be possible that we break out, don't get a retest, we just get a small pullback, and afterwards go into the 23.8 cents. That's the target of the left shoulder. We take the length of the left shoulder, put it to our breakout point. 23.8 cents, which is resistance, as you can see. If we break the 23.8 cents to the upside, then the next target, 24.4 cents. Here it's very interesting, that's the length of the head. We put that to our breakout point, and the exact target of that length of the head from the inverted head and shoulders formation is the end of the fair value gap. So we have a fair value gap up to 24.4 cents. We have the head and shoulders formation, which is showing us, if we are the most bullish with that pattern, 24.4 cents. We also have a white resistance trend line coming from the upside, near to 24.4 cents. And with resistance trend lines, it is like this. If we break it to the upside and get a retest, then we are even more bullish. But it might be possible that we get into that resistance area. Instead of getting rejected in the first way, we can get a wick to the upside, sell off very quick, and close our candle lower than the white trend line and sell off from here. Yeah, it might be still possible, but the resistance also showing us we have resistance at round about 24.4 cents. So it looks good to me that once we break the 23 cents to the upside, that we get into the 23.8 cents. If we also break it to the upside, 24.4 cents is the next target. If we take the white trend line to the upside and get a nice retest, then I think that this is our verification that Dogecoin can hit the area between 25.6 cents to 26.4 cents. This purple box is the target area of 3 different chart patterns. All 3 different chart patterns didn't get invalidated yet, so the target is still ongoing. I would say we would invalidate those targets if we break the red trend line on your here on the bottom to the downside, which is currently the 20.4 cents. So we can still lose, in my opinion, 8.8%, and we won't be bearish. Not on the midterm, not on the long term. Once we lose that price mark, that important price mark, then I would say we can expect a bigger pullback for Dogecoin and we can be bearish. So far Dogecoin looks good, we have predicted it pretty well. Now we have to see if we are going to form the right shoulder. If we don't form that right shoulder, yeah, that's just a speculation that we might have it. If we also break here to the downside, then we have a support area between 21.44 cents to 21.2 cents. I will also put you here 2 price marks. If we also lose it, 20.4 cents, 20.5 cents is going to be the next target for Dogecoin. So let's see what is going to happen. I'm waiting for the breakout 23 cents for Dogecoin. So what about Solana? Solana has a similar setup to Dogecoin. So what I think is kinda interesting is that we have here one shoulder. Here is the length of the left shoulder. We put it here to the right side and you can see it's the same length. That's kinda interesting. So also here we have an inverted head and shoulders formatation. For those who don't see it, left shoulder, I missed it a bit, this one here, left shoulder, head, and possible right shoulder. So for here I also want to see a nice bounce, since we also have here at 174 US dollar support. So I want to see here the bounce and the breakout. The breakout won't happen in the next hour. So I think we can take here the cross maybe at 180 US dollar. If we break the 180 US dollar to the upside, then I would be positive. And I can say the target of the inverted head and shoulders formatation, the first target is the length of one shoulder. It's going to be the 185 US dollar. The 185 US dollar for Solana, as you can see, is resistance. We failed to break it to the upside twice. We also have here up to 185 US dollar and 30 cents. We have a fair value gap. This green area here, which you can see here. If we also break it to the upside, then we take the length of the head, which is this one here, put it then to our breakout point, target 189 US dollar. I would even say $187.50 is going to be the target, because we have seen here some major resistance which we couldn't break on the first try, but maybe we will break it on the second try. And if we get also there a sustainable breakout, means a nice push to the upside with a retest, then we can even see the 192 US dollar for Solana. Yeah, but let's see if we are going to form even the right shoulder. This is going to get very interesting. I want to see a push to the upside right now. So I will also put you here the price mark, $179.20. If they break to the upside, then the head and shoulders formatation is going to get activated, but I would wait for the resistance at $180 for Solana, because it might be possible that we wick a bit over it and afterwards fail to breaking the resistance to the upside and sell off from here. That's why I want to wait for the $180. I also think for Solana that we have made a good job, because we have predicted the price movement to the downside already. Yeah, we didn't hit the target perfect, but we have said here, if we break this white trend line to the downside, then it might be negative, but $174, maybe you can't see the price tag, this one here, broke to the downside, got its retest. Here it could have been short into the area $168.5 to $169. We don't take the perfect price mark, we always take profits a bit earlier, because this can also happen. Many people see that price mark, many people also take profits earlier because they don't want to wait for the last penny, fail that target by 1 penny, and then the price is going to pump up like we have seen here, and then the take profit didn't got hit, instead the stop loss maybe got hit. That's why we take profits a bit earlier, just because of those kind of examples. So, the next coin, Cardano. We have also said here, if we go into the 1 hour chart, then you are going to see it, that we might have a rectangle. This was the double top pattern. If we got the push here, then it would be a rectangle. Instead, we broke it to the downside at 75.3 cents. Target 74 cents. We hit the target. So, I can take this one out and I can make this trend line white. We still have the target ongoing from the bearish pennant, but like I said, I don't like targets from the bearish pennant. I use them as orientation. Most likely, I like to use the target of the triangle. We can also put it here to the breakout point, and as you can see, yeah, almost hit it perfectly, but with this push to the downside, we hit it. So, what do I want to see? I can't see chart patterns for Cardano at the moment. What I see is a trend line with 3 touch points. If it breaks to the upside, which is currently the 76.9 cents, for sure, this trend line is a downwards trend line. So if we break it to the upside a bit later, then the price is also going to move to the downside. So if we break it to the upside, then we can jump into 77.7 cents or even 78.4 cents. I want to see the 78.4 cents, which is the green trend line, breaking to the upside. Then I can be positive for Cardano, because we have a candle without any price action. In that candle, the price went so fast down that not every order can get filled. So basically, if we break the 78.4 cents to the upside, then I think we have a good chance closing at least a good part of that fair value gap, and that's most likely happening very fast, very quick. So this can be a nice momentum trade where we can get 1%, 2%, up to even 4% for Cardano. If we also break it to the upside, then I think 84.8 cents is going to get interesting. Breaking this to the upside, we have to see. What I also think is interesting, 71.7 cents. If they break to the downside, this is also the target of the bearish pennant, but I have also told you I don't like it. Anyway, we still keep it as orientation. I think if we break the 71.8 cents to the downside, then we are going to fulfill the targets of the bright blue rising wedge and the head and shoulders formatation, which is the orange one here with the orange trend line. left shoulder, head, right shoulder, or double top pattern. I don't care what it is, the target is the same. In that case, it's directing us to 68.3 cents to 69.6 cents, where we also have a huge fair value gap and where we also have an support coming. So this is going to be very interesting. So far, we have seen for other coins that they are tradable a bit earlier. For Cardano, yeah, look at the price range which we have here. It's a huge one. I think 10% price range. You can look. Yeah, around about 9%. So whatever is happening here, I don't care. I can't do anything with it. I can't say it's bullish. I can't say it's bearish. But I would still say it's a bit negative if we lose the 75.3 cents to the downside, which is support, because if we lose support, then the chances of meeting lower prices is higher. So if we break it here to the downside, get a retest, a follow through, I can't tell you where it's going to go because we don't have a chart pattern, which is directing us a price target. But we have the chance getting into our next support area, which is this low here, at 73.1 cents. If we also lose it, 71.8 cents is the next support. So, thank you for watching, and yeah, a bit later, I think 30 minutes, 45 minutes, I'm going to release the render, ONDO, SUI and HBAR update. See you then.